Good morning, Michiganders. I am Ryan with Michigan Storm Chasers. We have a pretty active week upcoming in terms of rain, severe weather chances, and overall thunderstorms affecting every part of the state. Starting today in Upper Peninsula of Michigan, we have a marginal and a slight risk in place up there, mainly for damaging winds and large hail, but there is a slight corridor for a tornado chance. So watch our page closely for a forecast for that today. But we're going to mainly talk about today. We're going to talk about Tuesday, Wednesday, and potentially Thursday. I know we posted a forecast for every single day through Wednesday on our page last night, but I do realize that some people see a wall of text and go, I ain't reading that. So we're going to make a video here for those who want to kind of see in the video form, and hopefully it kind of simplifies it and makes you kind of see what we're seeing. So we're going to start off with this model. It's called the NAM-NES or the NAM-3. So we're going to go ahead and peek at the radar today. This is 8 o'clock this morning, so it's already passed. I'm making this at noon right now. But as we move on through the day today, we're going to see showers and storms develop quickly. As you can see there in Upper Peninsula of Michigan, you have this line that forms. This is 8 o'clock tonight. So if we zoom back a little bit to 5, nothing, 6, we start to see pop-ups. By 7 o'clock, they're maturing. By 8 o'clock, they're fully developed. So Upper Peninsula, of Michigan, be on the lookout tonight for damaging winds, large hail, and maybe even a possibility of a spin-up tornado. The chances of that are quite low, but it's definitely possible because there is enough wind shear up there. So that is today. How about tomorrow? So how tomorrow plays out on Tuesday is going to be kind of dependent on where storms kind of set up today. So what I mean by that is storms like to put out outflow boundaries, and those outflow boundaries can be used to develop more storms. So if we have a leftover outflow boundary that lasts through the night into Tuesday morning, that's going to be the focus for more storms on Tuesday. So if we take a peek here, switching over to the regular NAM-12, the regular NAM model, the North American model, and we click on dew point, we're going to find the warm front and what we're going to call the boundary as well. We're going to find the warm front. This is today. We go into the overnight hours, you're going to see this light blue up here where that meets the dark green. That is going to be your warm front boundary, your surface boundary. That's going to be the focus for more development coming into Tuesday afternoon. So if we go into the Tuesday afternoon time frame, this is going to be 2 o'clock. This is right around storms where we expect storms to start developing. It's 2 o'clock. You can see there is a good boundary set up there in north central Michigan where that light blue meets the dark green. That's where we're going to watch for the focus for more severe storms. As the afternoon goes on, 5 and then 8 o'clock, it's going to start shifting south-southeast very slowly. But by then we should have some storms developing and maturing into, again, potential severe thunderstorms. And we do have good wind shear in place. We have the moisture, we have the trigger. So we do have an environment conductive for severe storms on Tuesday. What happens on Tuesday will dictate what happens on Wednesday. So if that front shifts too far south, it pulls the severe weather threat south with it. And right now, if we go into the Wednesday time frame, you can see that boundary is basically riding the Michigan, Ohio, Indiana border there. So we're going to have to watch that closely in for Wednesday. If that sets up to the north across the border of Michigan, we're going to be talking mainly around the I-94 corridor for severe weather. But if that settles south of the state line, we could be just talking rain for our southern counties. So Wednesday in the southernmost part of the state, we'll have to be watched closely. Again, we have good overlap of wind shear, a good moisture profile, and a trigger. So we do have all the ingredients necessary. And as we go into the day on Thursday, the front kind of stalls. It starts lifting back north, you can see. And that brings the entire state of Michigan back into the warm sector, as we call it. And again, wind shear looks pretty good for Thursday. So again, chances on Thursday increase. But again, it's going to be kind of dependent on how each day plays out. That's going to affect the next day. It's a very confusing forecast, but we're going to watch it closely. We'll have updates consistently on our page. I'll probably put out a YouTube video here if anything major changes. But as of right now, the main threats through the week are damaging wind and hail. Wednesday, along that warm front, looks to be the best day for tornadic potential. But being that we're 3 days out from that, we're not going to say specifics. It just looks like the shear is a much better on that warm front on Wednesday, which is going to be dependent on where that warm front sets up. It's going to be north or south of the state line. So with that being said, another thing I'm going to cover really quickly is the rain potential. So if we go over and click the total precip accumulation on the NAM model, we're going to go ahead and run it through all 84 hours. we're going to have a good soaking rain. I'm sure we're going to have widespread rain over 1/4 of an inch. This model seems to put the higher totals south, but I do think we're going to see much higher totals in the central and southern lower parts of Michigan, just because when that warm front kind of stalls, that warm front promotes an atmosphere for rain and sometimes heavy rain. So we're going to be watching for some localized flash flooding as well. I'm going to go ahead and look at one more model here to see what this GFS, which is a global model, is saying for precip. I'm just expecting a little bit more in the way of precip than a 1/4 of an inch for some areas, but I think the majority of us are going to see anywhere between 1/4 and 3/4 of an inch with heavy or locally heavier amounts possible when thunderstorms train over. Yeah, this GFS model, you can kind of see there, it gives us a little bit better picture of some higher rain totals. So definitely watch the rain totals through the end of the week as well. So in conclusion, severe weather possible each day of this week up until Thursday. Friday is a little bit in the air still, but we have some confidence to say we have severe chances Monday, today, Tuesday, tomorrow, Wednesday, and then Thursday as well. So stay tuned to the page, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment and be sure to like and subscribe our page. Thanks, guys, for watching. I'll catch you on the next video.